Organisations come in all shapes and sizes, but they all generally have a top, a middle and a bottom. The role of the top is to answer the question where, to set the vision and the strategy, whereas the bottom gets on with, well, whatever it is that the organisation actually delivers. The function of the middle, then, is to answer the question how, to connect the top to the bottom. Two other important questions are the who. Well, of course, these are the customers or the clients or the students. And the why, which is the rationale for the whole organisation, the vision, if you like. It's important that the different levels in the organisation perform different functions. The role of the top is to have the vision, to see the future and set the tone of the organisation. The bottom should get on with the day-to-day fixing of whatever needs to be done in the organisation. If this happens, then the customers will validate the whole organisational process. When things go wrong, what tends to happen is that the top start fixing things and interfere. The bottom then feel disenfranchised and disengaged and grumpy, frankly. And so the middle, rather than integrating, starts to connect selectively, causing silos and miscommunications. So the key skills for the middle managers are communication, integration and negotiation. If you don't like the term bottom for this level of the organisation, remember that the now is where the day-to-day work of the organisation happens, where the interaction with the customers and the clients happens. The role of the top of the organisation is to focus on setting the future direction, answering that where question. Too often we find that top level of the organisation can't resist getting back down to the bottom. The pull of the now is simply too much. And by taking their eye off the future, they really jeopardise the strategic health of the whole of the organisation. Organisations could learn a lot from the emergency services about how to structure their organisations and organise their communications to deal well with stress and to help the top level resist the pull of the now. In incident command structure, gold, silver and bronze translate into the top, the middle and the bottom. Each has a clear defined role and the communications between the levels are well rehearsed. The definition of the now is very clear, often with a physical tape around it. Equally, the definition of the gold layer, the top, is very clear and leaves the strategic level free to make decisions. This critical strategic space is where this project gets its name, and what I think is so often sadly lacking in our organisations. I hope you will enjoy following the work of this project. I aim to develop tools and techniques that each layer of the organisation can use to make them more effective and more resilient, and also improve communications across the organisation as a whole. We'll be covering issues of strategic leadership, organisational psychology, management training, especially for that middle layer. We'll also be developing tools to ensure that employees are engaged at every layer of the organisation, with particular regard to communication. You can follow the work of this project by following me at Pashley Fisher on Twitter, or by signing up for our regular updates and blogs on my website, www.pashleyfisher.co.uk.